Continuing on with our look at the Stanley Cup playoffs, it was the Florida Panthers getting back in their series with the Boston Bruins with a 6-1 win, and this was more like it, more of what I was expecting from the Florida Panthers when I said at the beginning of the series that I don't know how Boston would win, and then they won. This was more the Florida Panthers controlling things and picking up what they needed to. But credit the Boston Bruins. They get off to the good start with a 1-0 lead, good back check from Coyle, and you're looking at it like, oh my gosh, another Florida turnover leads to another Bruins goal, and here we go again. And Bobrovsky, like I was thinking, because I watched this one after I knew what happened, I was like, okay, maybe Bobrovsky kind of settled down a little bit. Nope. Straight whiffs on one that hits the post, kicks a huge rebound out that they just happened to not put in. I don't think he was overly sharp, but this was some of the players for the Florida Panthers stepping up and coming up in big time ways. And it was a weird game because it starts off with a lot of special teams. So it's tough to really get it into that flow. But once Florida got going, and we saw this in the Tampa Bay series, once this Florida Panthers team gets rolling, it is really difficult to stop them. And they can play with such pace and such power. And they have scoring up and down their lineup. And they have so many different ways that they can beat you. And then they kind of dragged the Boston Bruins into the fight. And I don't think it took Boston out of their game. Like, all the rough stuff really starts to pick up once this game kind of gets out of reach. But the Panthers, I thought, sent a message that, look, you guys big brothered the little kids over there in the Toronto Maple Leafs. We ain't doing that. We are going to come back at you and we're going to punch in the mouth. And you can definitely get on them for how they went about that. For sure you can. But this was the Florida Panthers sending a message to the Boston Bruins that, look, we're more talented than you, we're deeper than you, we're faster than you, and that whole thing that you guys think you can do, we can do it better. Time will tell if that is actually accurate or not, but this was the Florida Panthers really reestablishing what they can do on, I guess, specifically the offensive side of the puck. And I thought they played a really good last 40 minutes of this game. And even the first 20, I thought they played pretty well as well, but they really put it on. And Barkov, I thought, was a difference maker. And we have talked in the past, at least I have on different platforms, about how this is kind of the replacement now for the NHL for Patrice Bergeron. And I thought he was showing why in this game. And they had a lot of different things that set up these chances, but Barkov, with his ability to retrieve the puck, whether it's off of the boards, whether it is from scrums in front of the net, but his ability to create, to steal a basketball term, second chance opportunities for the Florida Panthers really set them up for success in this game. And now Boston is going to have to find a way to compete with that. It's not the punching in the face. It's not all of these things. It's how do you win those battles on the boards? And they were able to do that in game one, and they got their ass beat in game two. And that is a real reason why they were able to do that. And Florida has a really good sense of how teams want to defend them as well. You see Reinhardt go in, so defenders just kind of swarm to him because the guy scored almost 60 goals this season. And then, oh, hey, look at this. There's a pass open, and that dude whose name you can't pronounce just banged the puck into the net, and off and running they go. So I thought a masterclass from the Florida Panthers, and what we said coming out of game one, like, that's probably the worst game Ekblad's going to play this series, and that was accurate. He was much better in game two, and it sets up for a really fun finish.